Representative Gossett Seidman, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to come on the show. So like I said, I had no idea this was going on. Most of the people that we heard from didn't know this was going on. How did you find out this was happening?
Yes, sir. Thank you for that question, because I read my emails from constituents and I meet people. I ran for office and I actually walked 532 miles, 2 pairs of tennis shoes. So I would hear from people that they would go to the DMV or they get a speeding ticket and they would be flooded with their own information and please call, 411, get me out of jail. So I started accumulating those messages, and it appeared to me that it was too many, over 20, 30 people over these few years. And I said, let me look into it. And sure enough, found out that the DMV does sell the data, and did a deep dive. And here we are with the bill.
What was the reason? Have you been able to find out the reason that this was initially allowed here in Florida? Was it just to collect revenue?
No, actually, it's been going on, it looks like now more than 30 years. I think what happened is IT got ahead of the government and public knowledge. And of course, the DMV would be requested by insurance companies and car dealers primarily, and law enforcement. Those are the big three. They need access to those files because of auto accidents, recalls. You get a recall, a safety recall. They have to notify people who has such a car. So that's understandable. Over the years, it looks like people figured out that they could take that data and combine it with other records and resell it, and it's being resold to third parties. The DMV doesn't take an ad out, hi, you want to buy your neighbor's record? It's not like that. There are many people in leadership right now up here in Tallahassee who had no idea that was going on. And if they had an idea, I don't think the expanse and the level was known. And that's why I've had a lot of widespread support. But that's where it came from. It's nothing scurrilous. Of course, the DMV has to charge for records because they have a limited budget. But it wasn't like they were going out to sell us. It just escalated exponentially as IT just moved faster than we did.
We're joined by Representative Peggy Gossett Seidman talking about her bill that aims to stop the state from selling driver's license and ID information. So explain what exactly your bill would do.
My bill would limit the sales as best possible to no sales to third-party data brokers and limit them to those necessary to do their own, to do business. The insurers, the law enforcement primarily, and that would cover private investigators and law enforcement, and it would include car dealerships and car manufacturers, especially for recalls. As we all know, we've probably all had a recall in our life, and limit it being sold to third-party data brokers who would then sell it. We have no idea where it's going when it leaves our state. We do not know. I've already tracked it to companies in Mexico, China, Ireland, all over, and that's what we would like to. That's what we need to stop. We need to protect people so that their information is held in good faith by the people who need to have it.
What has the reaction been like among your fellow lawmakers? I know what the reaction's been like from the segment that we did on it, from the video that we posted about our conversation discussing this bill on social media. Yes, people are outraged. They had no idea. They want your bill to pass. What have you been hearing from fellow lawmakers?
Well, fellow lawmakers are behind me. I've not heard anything negative. I believe a lot of people have been taken by surprise because it really took a deep dive. And one question leads to another. I used to be a reporter, so I keep asking questions, and they understand that we have to do something due to, again, we're not in the business of IT tech expertise, but we need to get our people on it and better protect our state of Florida. I've not heard one person say back down. It caught them by surprise, and look at the people we have in our state. We have high-profile people, athletes, entertainers, media. We have all kinds of people we wish to protect. And in terms of that, people know they live in Florida. So if you have a fan in Canada, they know that that guy lives in Florida. And we have to protect every single person with a driver's license to the best of our ability. And it just got away from us. I don't think there was any nefarious, actor in terms of the government. It was really that it just got away from us, and we need to stop it.
We're joined by Representative Peggy Gossett-Seidman. She's a Republican, represents the 91st District in Boca. And you say that, this was something that doesn't seem to be nefarious. I do wonder, though, there's almost $500 million brought in to the state from all of this. How did that money factor in? Where exactly did that come from?
That came from law enforcement. Again, law enforcement, auto manufacturers. Now, there are different rates. You can order mass sales of our DMV records for a very low cost, and that's what we're looking to stop. If you want a driving record for X, Y, and Z, 3 people, that's $10 each. That's where the fees were coming from. And again, if Ford Motor Company wants to recall a transmission, they need all the people in Florida who own that vehicle. They're going to request all of their data to send them literally the lawful mail to make sure they know about the recall. That's fine. But once it leaves those people and goes to a third party, and sometimes they combine this with your credit, your history of homes and automobile or vehicle sales. Some of them have even accessed possibly military information. That's when that's combined with your DMV by these third parties and resold, and that's what we aim to stop. And I've also in the bill offered an opt-out, so you can go on the DMV site and opt out of having your records capable of being transmitted. Many states have that. We're not the only state looking into this. Texas and several others are actively, I found out, looking into tightening their security. It's just that they have to know about it in order to tighten it.
Last question for you. For those who want to make sure this bill passes in this upcoming session, what do you recommend we all do?
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Well, they certainly may email me and their local representatives and senators to let them know that they would like to have the state of Florida and the DMV locked down to providing that information to those critical to have it, and those not critical and just using our records. Sometimes they take our DMV records and resell it back to law enforcement when we're the ones who provided it in the first place. Keeping it in-house and protected so that it doesn't leave the country and goes who knows where.
Representative Peggy Gossett-Seidman, Republican from the 91st District representing Boca, again, behind this bill aiming to stop the state from selling driver and ID data. Representative Gossett-Seidman, thank you so much for the work you're doing on this and for taking time to come on the show.
Yes, sir. If I could add that Senator Claudiute of Miami is my Senate sponsor, and she is very gung-ho, and also got some other senators on the West Coast helping out. So let people know to write their state elected officials, and we'll get it done.